Okay, so we're in lesson 4, and this is all about prying and playing and spying and people trying to figure out what's going on with Hamlet, and Hamlet finding techniques for avoiding. So what we have here is Polonius has decided or figured out that it's lovesickness from being denied access to Ophelia that's causing his real insanity, and he comes and tells the king. And he's very clownish, but he's very authentically. He believes this. He is traditionally played clowny, though I know some think of him as a more complex character. I mean, I guess everyone's complex in this play, but let's see. I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. The cause. Oh, speak of that. That I do long to hear. He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the head and source of all your son's distemper. She's pretty, she gets it. She says, look, is it really that complicated? It can't be, because it's nothing other than the main cause, his father's death, and our hasty marriage, or hasty death. Quick, too quick marriage. The business is well ended, my liege and madam. He then it's like he has so many nerves. He can't, because basically he say, I want to be brief, and if you're not brief, then you're long, and if you're long, people don't pay attention. But he precisely does that. He says, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, and night is night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. So, if I were to try and tell you what these things are, why they are the way they are, it's just going to waste time. Brevity being concise, short, is the soul of wit, and tediousness, the limbs and outward flourishes. I will be brief. Okay, it's taking it like, and I've cut this, right? I've cut this. And he promises to be brief, but he's having a hard time. Your son is mad. He's crazy. Mad, I call it, for to define true madness, what is it but to be nothing else but mad? Let that go. He falls into the same trap about definitions. He just can't, If I try to define madness, I'm insane. So just let that go. More matter, less art. Get to it. Matter. Less the flourish, less the language. And he gets a little bit of an madam, I swear, I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure. But farewell it, for I will use no art. I have a daughter, while she is mine. He's so literal, in a way, and flowery at the same time. Who in her duty and obedience, mark, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. These are private letters. Duty is interesting here. What does duty? What is this? She's given him these his private letters. And here we get this example. Hamlet, we get a lot of examples of his writing. It's kind of interesting, actually. Here is his poetry. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. Oh, he is a critic. He's a critic with poetry. He's a critic with theater. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified, a vile phrase. But you shall hear thus. In her excellent white bosom these, and etc. He's reading and commenting on Hamlet's poetry. Came this from Hamlet to her? Good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful. Just wait, be patient. Be patient. I mean, he's really annoying because he just will not get to it. Doubt thou the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt I love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have no art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best. O most best, believe it, adieu. Thine evermore most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him, Hamlet. This in obedience, again, in fact, duty, obedience, what is the difference? Hath my daughter shown me, and more above hath his solicitings all given to mine ear. So Polonius is putting together a case, and it's all using documents and using Ophelia, and he's really determined that it is love sickness, really, that's causing him this big problem. Polonius is comic here, of course. Gertrude is sympathetic, but she doesn't quite understand. She thinks she knows really what this is all about. In passage 2, from the same scene, it continues. Let me just move this wire. Okay, so, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. So Claudius basically asks, what advice did you give her? And he said, am I not honest? I'm true. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. And my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star. He's out of reach. This must not be. And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he repulsed. So he's been denied entry, as I told her, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, then to a watch, then to weakness, then to lightness, then to declension, into madness, where now he raves, and all we mourn for. So, because of this, he's gone down, 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 down. Oh, do you think 'tis this? Well, it could be, love sickness is a real thing. He makes a joke. You can behead me if I'm wrong. It's a pretty big bet he's making. Take this from this. If this be otherwise, Shakespeare doesn't give these stage directions. You're supposed to surmise them figure them out. If circumstances lead me, I will find where truth is hid, though it were hid indeed within the center. So truth is hid. In many ways, this is a detective story, but with competing detectives looking at each other. Okay, so what are we going to do now? Sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby. So he does indeed. At such a time, I'll loose my daughter on him. This is very unfortunate language. I'll loose my daughter on him, like she is bait. Be you and I behind an arras. He's always about an arras, hiding behind something. Mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from his reason fallen thereon, let me be of no assistant for a state, but keep a farm and caterers. Okay, so look, if you don't see anything, I'm wrong and I can't do anything. We will try it. But look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading. He's reading. He's wretched. He's sad. He's walking around. Away. I do beseech you both away. I'll board him presently. Polonius is gonna kind of talk to him and see if he can figure stuff out. And what Hamlet's gonna do is he's going to evade. He's going to purposefully try to dodge and push off whatever it is that Polonius is trying to find. And these evasions are really fun. Remember, this is his antic disposition. He's pretending, is he is he pretending? I don't know. But he tells us he's putting on a costume. He's putting on a show. And this shows a kind of madness, maybe. God of mercy. Do you know me, my lord? Yes, excellent, well. You're a fishmonger. You're someone who sells fish. No, I'm not me. Not I. Oh, I wish you were as honest as a fishmonger. You should be honest. Yes. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man out of 10,000, picked out of 10,000. Yes, that is true. And the logic is chopped. It's not sensical. It doesn't really follow. For if the sun breed... Okay, the sun is what causes maggots to breed in a dead dog, being a good kissing carrion. A dead dog is a corpse, but within it the sun breathes something. He's going for something here. Have you a daughter? I mean, he knows who he's talking to. He knows what he's doing. I have, my lord. Let her not walk in the sun. A conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it. So here now, I guess since the sun breeds maggots, conception is a wonderful thing, but you don't want your daughter to have a baby from being in the sunlight. There's a lot of jokes. It's really strange. We don't want your daughter to conceive in that way. Friend, look to it. Aside, Polonius turns to us. How say you by that? Still harping on my daughter. He's on and on about my daughter. Yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. Oh, he is far gone, far gone. And truly, I really like this. And truly, in my youth, I suffered much extremity for love, very near this. This is really interesting. So Polonius had suffered for love when he was young. We learn later he was also an actor. He's weird, another weird double of Hamlet. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord? Words, words, words. This over literalness is often the technique of a fool in Shakespeare. It's a joker, and to a large extent, Hamlet does play the fool. What's the matter, my lord? Between who? But so the word matter. What's the matter? What's up? What's up? No. I mean, what is it that you're reading? What's the matter that you read? Things are so hard to it's really interesting how literal this is, because it's showing us how difficult genuinely it is to communicate. How Polonius is trying to figure something out and dig out of Hamlet, and Hamlet is using these games of language and obfuscation and to avoid being seen. And this is a game between them. So what are you reading? Oh, slander, sir. For the satirical road says here that old men have gray beards, their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hams. This is all supposed to be, poking fun at our dear Polonius, of course. All which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. Even though I believe it, I believe this, it isn't honesty to put it down. For you yourself, sir, should be as old as I am, if like a crab you could go backwards. Oh gosh, it's paradoxical. Basically, you could be as old as I am if you could actually go back in time. And here Polonius really strikes on something that's really important, and it keeps coming up in the play. Though this be madness, there is method in it. There's meaning. There's strategy. He's doing something. He knows it. He can feel it. Will you walk in the air, my lord? How pregnant sometimes his replies are. A happiness that often madness hits on. So the mad, the fools, they speak truth somehow, which reason and sanity could not so prosperously be delivered of. I will leave him and suddenly contrive the means of meeting him and my daughter. I'm going to put him in a trap, so I can find out more. My honorable lord, I must most humbly take my leave of you. A very formal, good way of saying goodbye. I'm going to ask my leave of you. I'm going to ask permission to leave. And Hamlet says, quite infamously, you cannot, sir, take from me anything that I will more willingly part withal. You can't take from me anything that I would be happy to give away. So I'm happy you're gone. The only thing you can take from me that I'd be happy to give away is my life. Accept my life. Accept my life. This repetition, comic, transforms meaning. What does he mean? How much is play? How much is authentic? All of this in Act 2, Scene 2 is about this game, the spying, wanting to know about Hamlet, wanting to understand him, and we get that all here.